Hello and welcome, I'm Arumba. Let's play some more of our Brazen Brazil campaign for Victoria 2. So I did add in a mod. It's a visual mod, so it doesn't change the checksum. It's just, you know, one of those things that I like to add to the game that I think make the game look better. You may notice that these are kind of solid colors now. There used to be this kind of farm-looking backgroundy thing to the provinces, and I never liked that. It just always made it hard for me to discern where a country began and ended because the stupid little farm things would always intersect with the line. I just don't like it. And so we got rid of it. It's better now. And I've also been looking into the pop demand mod, and I think I might try a campaign with that soon. But anyway, for now, we're playing as Brazil. We have buckets of ducats. We have been investing in infrastructure. How are we doing on our influence game? Let's look at all. Let's go look at influence. So Paraguay is friendly. We've got 79 influence. I think when they are friendly, it makes sense to bump up the priority and try to just get that done with. And yeah, I think we'll actually take all three of these. Now I understand that by having multiple of them at priority 3, we are spreading it thin, and so it might actually make more sense to like have only one of these 3 prioritized. Bolivia is already sphered. We only have 27 influence, but I think we can downgrade them there. No one's really trying to compete with us for Bolivia, so let's just put a tiny little bit there. We were also working on Japan. Should probably use our 7 diplomacy points to increase relations with a few countries. Let's see. We'll sort by priority. Okay, so we got Japan, high priority, Transvaal. I just feel like if I don't spend these, then I'm going to waste the diplo points. I'll end up sitting at 9 again. Oman. Sure. Is there a way to make... Yeah, I don't want this pop-up. I mean, like, it's just the dumbest thing. You know, I just clicked the button. Stop. Why would you pop up again? Alright, we'll go back up to speed 4. Luca has gone bankrupt. You know, it seems like every time you load into the game, somebody just decides to go bankrupt. This also makes it a lot easier to see the railroads, which is kind of cool. I wonder how it decides where to connect them. They look neat. I like it. So I think, at this point, I probably don't really want to get involved in too many more direct conflicts with other countries. I want to industrialize, I want to expand that way. Get our influence higher. Military access from Egypt. Nope. Our land, stay away. We don't necessarily need any more boats, but they would give us more score. Could more score bump us into a higher position? Not really. We've got a 70-point lead over Switzerland, and we're like 600 or 500 points shy of 5th place, so I don't see much reason to try to, you know, spend a ton of money for more ships. If we were close, I would do it. Our name has been discredited, okay? And now we have the Netherlands wanting access. Nope. Let's spend lots of our points on Japan. Being distant, it's going to be difficult for us to get bonus opinion. Plus, we have a total score of nation relative to our total score plus 54%. So we're not that much stronger than Japan is, you know. Even though I think they're unciv, right? Oh, they're a secondary power. Interesting. They're pretty strong. How many points do they have? 164 total score. So they're a fair ways away. We've discovered the patent. This legislation ensured the time-set ownership of the intellectual property of inventions. Patent laws today are stupid. We want the prestige. Okay, how are we doing on... Okay, we have no unemployed workers. We do have bankrupt factories. A couple distilleries. So the liquor distillery... We don't really have a lot of workers here. We are getting some clerks, which must mean that we're doing alright on literacy in that province. I mean, would we want to open it? I think we just have too many liquor distilleries in the first place. That's fine. I am going to keep on hiring generals because generals count for your military score. Fairly certain. Right? Yeah, leaders 34. Getting quite a few points from our leaders. Is it just what, 1 point per leader? No. We have a total of 77. 77 divided by 2, maybe? No? I don't know. It might be related to their actual skill or prestige of the leaders. Wouldn't surprise me. Alright, so perhaps we can tax them a little tiny bit less. Let them satisfy their damn needs. Okay, we got a dye factory. Administration's doing just fine. Can I make this? I want to make this one go away. I can't do it. Damn it. Oh, I hate that event. Alright, so we got a liquor distillery. Don't we have 2 bankrupt liquor distilleries? Like, why would you make that? I think we do. Yeah, there are 2 bankrupt ones already, and you're making another one. The capitalists in our country are complete idiots. The furniture factory, on the other hand, that's useful. Now, I've been reading the forums and also reading the wiki a lot, and I think that what I should be spending time doing is looking in here and actually like looking over our goods. I should spend more time doing this to see what our domestic need is. Total produced 3.67, total used 6.46. So like we don't have enough ammunition production to meet our needs. So this would be an item that we should make more of. And then same here. We're actually doing okay on small arms. We're doing okay, surprisingly, on artillery. Canned food. Like these would be the types of factories that we want. Tropical wood. We have tons of it. We should make more luxury furniture factories. Apparently a volcano has erupted. No, Poland. Just because I'm a great power doesn't mean I want to help you. Farming output plus 5%. Amazing. RGO output efficiency tech. 97% now. Pretty good. So our people are happy. Getting their luxury needs. Getting their everyday needs and luxury needs. Everyone's doing pretty well here. I mean, the poor are kind of still having some issues. We could tax them less, I guess. Fine. I don't need the money. Just kind of like the idea of having it. So it's mostly some of these craftsmen who are not getting their needs met. That's not good. I mean, it fluctuates quite often, but if their needs aren't getting met, they'll promote or demote to another pop type, and we don't necessarily want that to happen. Working on the combustion engine. What's that going to do for us? Mining output and farming output. Awesome. And we also have some other modifiers down there too. Tractors, farming output plus another 5%. That sounds amazing. Slim pickings. All poor gain consciousness or militancy. Consciousness. So maybe we can pass some reforms and make people like our country. Oh, you know what we haven't done in a while is fund the projects. Do that. Nope. Still building up railroads. You have railroads to build pretty much all over the place over here. We will take more prestige. So, like, are they just building them everywhere? No, not quite. I just trust I mean, with railroads at least, I trust the capitalists to not be idiots. I like the population growth in this one. And it does activate some pretty cool stuff. This is just steel. How are we doing on production of steel? We use a ton of steel and we have very, very little. And it's not very expensive, but I'm just concerned that we wouldn't have access to it. And it's always good to have more steel production. Let's just go with interchangeable parts, though. We're behind time on that. Alright, Paraguay. It's time to do something with you. Let's add you to our sphere. Number 2. Okay, we'll downgrade you to just level 1. Keeping working on Japan. We've got a bunch of diplomatic things again. We're not getting too many points with these countries, but you never know. We might be able to add them in. So Japan, we've got 14 influence with. They're already cordial with the US. We spent a ton of money to try to make them like us better. Only getting 0.033 per day. It's not much at all. Damn nation being on another continent. Like, this one's way easier to influence. Let's bump one of these other guys up. They're both really close. Actually, let's do this one. We'll do both of them. They're both really, really high. Once we get these guys maxed out, it'll be a lot easier to sink more points in other countries, too. An alliance offer from Paraguay. Sure. You are now in our sphere, so we'll defend you. We're going to defend you anyway. Argentina. Join our sphere. And then we'll downgrade it just to 1. So next is Peru. 0.076. So we're getting like more than twice as much because these guys are closer to us. So significant. But you know, that's fine. Adding them to our sphere of influence is a big deal. Okay, next up on our list of people would be Chile and Ecuador. Let's bump them up now. Focus on Chile. Bolivia. We've already got in sphere. Seems like as soon as you get them sphered, they want to be your ally. Just fine. Infamy. You know, it's one of the things about this game that I don't like is that Infamy, I feel like the threshold is so low. We're not going to ally the Netherlands. They're too far away. They'll be dangerous. They'll drag us into some stupid war we don't want to be a part of. Okay, more nitroglycerin. Literacy's on the rise. How's the population look? Also, let's fund the rest of the railroad projects. We actually have a few investors. And they're getting stuff done on their own. I mean, here, let's sort by name, and then like watch one of these things. I mean, they're sinking money into it every day. They are actually paying for these things. Perhaps it wouldn't be a terrible idea to encourage some more capitalists. I mean, how many do we actually have in the whole country? In all of Brazil, we have 879. It's not very many, but... Let's see, capitalists, they promote from what? I forget. There's a whole graph that I've got saved that I have to look at occasionally. I think it's bureaucrats is one of the ways that you can promote capitalists. And we do have enough bureaucrats, so... Total pop, we've got just 0.3% bureaucrats. It's a surprisingly small amount, actually. Isn't there something where you need 2% of those? 2% is the clergymen. We need a few more clergymen. And clerks will provide us with quite a bit of research too. We need those. No, I think that the bureaucrats number just needs to be whatever it is. Like in this region. How is it possible? Okay, 1.3% in that region. I guess it's fine. I guess there's nothing to really worry about there, but more more capitalists is my point. I think that would be good. The ones that we have are getting things paid for, but, you know. We have a new upper house. They're taking the profits from their existing factories and rolling them into buying more material. If I continue to get more countries sphered, that'll help the factories as well. Get the capitalists even more profitable. Okay, semi-automation. Factory throughput plus 10%. That would be pretty damn good. Nope. Austria, you are not allowed. Oh no, a general. Okay, our industrial power is at 70. What are we doing on influence? Chile is coming along. They already really like us. Ecuador could use an opinion bump. Bolivia's already in spheres, so we don't need to worry about them. Venezuela. They're cordial with us. And we are sinking points into them. We're no longer discredited. For now, let's try to really sink a ton of points into them, and then we'll get discredited. We'll force Great Britain. I mean, they've already got them sphered, but we'll just force them to spend some influence, discredit us. And then we'll downgrade. Yeah, okay. First, we've got to get friendly. But we should be able to compete with Great Britain, or the United Kingdom, whatever they're called, just because we're neighbors. And that's pretty much all the advantage that you need, I think. Here, this couldn't hurt. Why don't we find the region that has the most bureaucrats? I only want to see bureaucrats. Highest population of bureaucrats is in Rio de Janeiro. And we've got 1 promoting to officer and 1 demoting to craftsman. Our clergymen are turning into officers for the most part. So in Rio de Janeiro, we'll focus on capitalists for a bit. And then the other region would be Porto Seguro, which, isn't that part of Rio de Janeiro? No, it's part of Bahia. Alright, we'll do a couple of encourage capitalists. And we got banned in Venezuela, as expected. Okay, that's fine. I mean, they still had to spend their points too. They're down to 4 again. Just, you know, just spreads them a bit thin. What was I looking at? Population? Right, so we have 934. Gaining capitalists pretty quick. Get a couple thousand of them, and they will continue to, well, do a lot of more railroad stuff. There's tons of railroads to be made over in Africa. I mean, New Brazil. Brazil 2. Brazil number 2. Alright, well, I feel like this is an okay spot to take a break. Got 600,000 ducats in the bank. We need more people in our sphere so that we can get more access to trade goods. Chile's about to come online, and then Ecuador. How's Japan looking? Japan, we're up to 28 influence. It's going to be a long, hard process to get them up to high influence. We could maybe attack them, force them into our sphere. Simply be a much faster method of doing it. The peaceful approach is certainly ideal. Well, let's improve relations with them, because that's one of the few things that I can actually do to increase the point generation. That is one heck of an income. Alright, we're going to tax the rich at none. Start to tax these guys even less. We'll keep taxes pretty darn high on the poor, but I'm trying to... I want to get the rich really making a lot of money so that they can continue to reinvest in the country and get more factories and stuff going where needed. You know, we don't want them to just make excess factories. Okay, flexible firepower, more defenses. It's always nice. The other thing we could do is build forts. It just spends a ton of money, really. We've got everything on hand except for lumber. How is it possible that, of all the things, I never stockpiled... well... I guess that makes sense. Lumber is different than timber. Still AI managed. Yeah, let's just make sure you have a couple thousand of it on hand. Same thing with tropical wood and timber. I don't mind having some stockpile. Seems useful. Barely costs anything. It'd be nice if actually there was like a thing where you could just increase the overall base threshold of everything. Machine parts are cheap. Let's get that up even higher. Buying up that stockpile. What else is cheap? Small arms are not in demand. Well, I think we already have a couple thousand of those. These are in high demand right now. Alright, cool. Alright, I'm going to take a break here. I'll see you again in the next video. Thanks for watching, everyone. See you soon.